The universe has finally allowed me a bell. So my apologies if that hurts your ears. I got such a nice brand new song in my head as I was starting this reading, and it's called Luca, Luca. And the band is called Brand New. And the line that's coming into my head is, "Where you been?" So I'm not sure. Irene! I was hoping you'd be here, baby. We going live. We're gonna do some magic. Ooh, Windbird's here. Y'all got that notification, didn't you? Did you all get that notification? I just finished the whole Harry Potter series from start to finish. It took Courtney and I like 2 weeks to finish it. We just finished. This is my first day off in like 10 days. So we are going to have some fun tonight. Some pretty big messages coming in today too. Which I was a little fucking... I knew something was coming in because I haven't been able to do readings for so long. Because I'm fucking so busy. Like, I hope this really busyness is for a reason, and then soon I can go back to doing my readings as much as I do, because like I really miss them. I really miss not being here. Not gonna lie. I just gotta get my eyes out of the camera. I'm not seeing my eyes. How's everybody doing today? We've cleared the energy. Where you been? Oh man, I can just hear that brand new song just like playing over and over again. You can leave it alone. Whoa! Man, I don't know if you guys have seen the Harry Potters, but I guess I never noticed it because I haven't watched them back to back like that before. But like, he is just fighting for his life the whole time. Like, those aren't really kids' movies. Like, they are, but they're not. That's an advanced kids' movie. Like, those charms and enchantments and Latin language they're using is not really for children. So I don't know who said that was for children, but... Oh. Okay, so we got the South Node with Leo and the 11th house. You know what I'm getting? I'm kind of feeling like people could be talking shit behind your back. It's part of your community, and the South Node would be like... The South Node, they consider the ass end of the dragon, right? So it's like, what's behind you? Root chakra. It's like, I don't know if people are making fun of you Because again, like I just happened to say that I just finished all the Harry Potters. Like, why would I say that? And then I'm thinking, like, maybe you are like that and you talk about witchcraft or something, or you talk about herbs and potions and spells and stuff, and like there's somebody around you that's mocking you. And Spirit is like, keep it together, okay? Like, Spirit knows that you're so much more powerful than them. They're talking about you because they don't understand you. They're making fun of you because you're saying things that they don't understand. It's stuff that you sit on, right? It's stuff that you got in the bag, and they don't know about things like that. And my sister's often been like, you know, how am I going to have friends? How am I going to relate to people? How am I going to talk to people? Like, I'm not like people. I'm not. And I understand when she says that, because it's something I go through every day. Like, how am I just supposed to expect that people are going to understand who I am? But it's not expecting people to understand who you are. It's finding a common ground. It's finding a common denominator, right? That makes us all human. Like, what you believe and how you live your life, it doesn't need to be defined by anybody else, which is why you're on so much of a higher level, and they can't understand you. They don't understand how you could be up on such a high level and such a mediocre world. Okay. And that's from getting the ass end of everything. Okay. Literally, right? You know how to turn a really shitty day into a really good day just by smiling. You don't need petty bullshit things, right? You don't need hello everybody. You don't need to buy yourself happiness. Okay. And they don't understand that. They don't get that. That's not a world that they know. Okay. And actually, the way that the ball looks right now, as I'm looking at it in the camera, it looks like an angel with angel wings and a halo. And how I want to see that is like, you're so like, this is a higher plane, like 11th house. I mean, you're almost so high that you can't see people, which is why you don't understand that people are talking about you. And I think the reason why you don't care is because they're talking about things that they don't understand, but you understand it. So you're like, well, why do I care if they're talking about, you know, petty things that I say? Why would I care? And that's the whole thing is, the reason why the universe is telling you is because nobody else is telling you, because you don't care. So you don't need to know. You're higher than that. You're above that, right? Knowing is just knowing that there's a giant elephant in the room. Okay, just because nobody says it, you don't have to be the one that says it. Everybody knows it's there. Okay, now I'm getting this like really beautiful scene of like almost like a city on the water, and there's all these lights, and I can see this like 3-story kind of building. It almost looks like actually, it kind of looks like a country house, which is weird because it's set in a city. Maybe you are out on the country, but you're very close to a city, and the city's on a lake. Which there are a lot of cities on lakes, but there are also a lot of cities not on lakes. So before you go thinking that I'm talking about everybody, I'm really not, because not everybody lives on a fucking lake. Like, I don't live on a lake. I live on a shitty man-made river that's fucking filthy, but I don't live on a lake, so. I can see this, like, skyscraper. Like, I can see a downtown city. Downtown city. It's kind of like an old school city, almost like, maybe that's like a cathedral? An old, like, mercenary house or something? There's the moon is like making it shine really bright. Like something is happening at night. Maybe with this house. Now I'm getting Matchbox 20. The sun don't hang as high as it used to. And outside it starts raining. And it, like, the way that it's looking in the crystal ball, it actually looks like it could be raining. Okay, raining. I don't know what the whole analogy is with the city at night, but you know the way that a city looks at night is not the way that it looks during the day, right? Um, at night, there's a lot of things you can't see, and during the day, you can see all those things. So it's almost like maybe these people who are talking about you don't see, they only see you at night. You know, they only see certain things that you light up about yourself. You don't show people everything, right? So these people, they need to almost kind of see you with the lights on, right? They need to see you in the daytime. And that's why it's the South Node, because they're only seeing your back. They're only seeing one side. And that's why it's Leo, because Leo is like, you have got to be stronger than them. You are the sun. You know your core. You know who you are. And it's these people, I think these people are more or less using their imagination, a lot of their imagination to describe you. And you know, sometimes you got to say like bad press is still press, right? Like these people are talking about you, but they're getting your name on the map or something, you know, like they're getting your name out there, and it's because they don't understand you, and because you're in such good light, it's like you're transforming that energy because you've got so much of it, right? And you're so connected to yourself that maybe you are just going to flash them, you know, maybe you are just going to turn the lights on and be like, fine, you want to see me, you want to know who I am, then I'm going to turn on all the lights and I'll get you to see who I am in the daytime. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you need to maybe people need to see you a different way. Right? Helping you express how you are on the outside will help people as well define who you are, right? Like the way that I see it, it's like you're a fighter. You'll fight people and you won't back down. Now I'm getting a different building. This is like, whoa, this looks like some type of shack. Only 2 windows at the front. Roof comes really low. Chimney at the top. Very small house. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's 1 window and 1 door at the front. And it's like, I don't know. I want to say it's like Ireland. It looks like Ireland or something. It looks like they're in a valley. And it's like, you might be very alone on this. You might be very alone with who you are and very isolated with who you are, right? And like, that's okay. I mean, the more people you have around you, the more that people are just trying to take from you then. And the more people are just trying to take your energy and take all your information and take everything, you know, that you know, right? Being isolated is a good thing. Like, it's not necessarily healthy in a way if you never see anybody, but having too many people around you is toxic. Never having anybody around you is toxic. So it's like, find that equal balance where it's like you still have people in your life, but you're not giving everything to them, because how can you? This isn't high school anymore. You're not, you know, you're not somewhere all day where you can give your energy away and then you go home and get it back from your family. Like, this isn't high school anymore. We don't give ourselves away to prove friendship, right? We put ourselves first to prove friendship. Because how you treat yourself is how you treat your friends, right? How you treat the people around you is all determined on how you treat yourself, right? Doesn't mean at the same time, you know, I'm still seeing the city the night sky with the city and everything, and I'm still like thinking to myself, you know what, like almost like fuck these people, honestly. Like, you do not have to tell people and explain to people who you are to think that they're gonna like you that way, right? Like, the more you explain it, the more you could just end up kind of confusing people and being like, okay, really, who, like, it's always nice to leave, you know, a little bit of mystery for the history, you know, like, because I mean, if people honestly have your best interest at heart, okay, and they're just talking about you because they want to understand you, okay, and they might say some foolish things to people just to see how others react, right? Are they going to make fun of you as well, or are they going to stand up for you, right? These people might want to see how people react to you and stuff, to see if you're respected amongst their people, right? It takes a long time to get in with a crew of people, okay, to get in with a community of people. You have to blood, sweat, and tears it, okay? You really have to show people that you care about the community that you're in. If you want to get close to the people that are in that community, you have to care about it. So, you know, in comes your idea of how you care about something. But if you don't really care about yourself, then you're not really going to care about the community. But if the community is the ones that are talking about you because they're trying to figure out if they really want to let you in, right? Then it's like, show them the pieces of you that you feel are worthy of showing. And the rest of you, you keep quiet. That is how you tribute to yourself. You don't need to talk about the things that you do, right? You don't need to talk about, basically what I'm getting is you don't need to gloat to make it seem like people are going to like you. Hey, Two-Tone, what's going on with everybody? Right? Right? Oh my god, are you kidding? Like, let's hog tie the trolls. Jesus, dead when you were 22. That's a magical number too. I can guarantee you, if you had some time, like, really pay attention, like if you've had false deaths, so like death has come to you but you didn't actually die, like, look at the year that happened, and like, or how old you were, because those could be generational death curses that you defy. Like, even if nobody in your family even died in that way, it could have taken 100 years, but you broke the 100-year death curse that, you know, nobody makes it above the age of 13 or some shit, you know? Because you're like an entire city, okay? And if people want to get to know you, then guess what? They better put their fucking binoculars on and try to fucking get to know you, okay? Like, oh, your dog died still, though. 22, 2-2. Their dog dying at 22 could be somebody that wanted to take that dog away from you, and you needed it the most when you were 22. Honestly, dog deaths, oh, if something reaches an untimely death where you just think to yourself, I really don't think that was divine timing. I really think that person lined up with death and it really wasn't supposed to. That's where you like look at like dates and times and energy and all that shit. Like, this chick hypnotized me, and I went back into this time where I was this big giant ginger man in like Ireland or Scotland or something like that. And oh my god, the battle that I watched myself go through was something out of this world. Okay, so it's like, you are 1,000 years old, right? If not older than that. And this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't the first time that you've seen black magic. This isn't the first time that somebody has looked at your back and told everybody what your front looked like based on the back of you. Okay, when we all know that's fucking impossible. You cannot tell who somebody is by the back of them. Okay, especially if you haven't seen somebody for years. They could have changed their hair. They could have gained weight. They could have lost weight. Okay, they could have had a couple of kids. Their hips have changed, right? Like they could have, like honestly, I mean, they could have been burned. They could have lost a limb, right? You can't say that you know somebody from looking at the back of them and know for sure that that was them. So maybe this is to do with these people talking about you. Like maybe they think they know something, and they're really off about it. So what they want to do now is they want to talk about it because they want to see if it's true. They want to see if anybody else agrees. And if nobody else agrees with it, then I'm pretty sure this person's going to stop it, because it's a matter of facing the devil. So they're asking other people because they're sure that you've told somebody the truth about whatever it is that this person seems to think that they know. They think you've told somebody. So there is somebody out there that either works with you or is in your family or has a tight bond to you that has said something to somebody that's been running their mouth about you. And by this person opening up about you, it corrected them. It stopped them from talking about it, or it's going to stop them from talking about it. Right? Because some people, they just get obsessed. And when you're this dark city that's shining these beautiful bright lights and nobody understands who you are during the day, right? Or they don't understand why you're so smiley or you're so beautiful or you're so this, or, you know, like honestly, what I do when somebody finds me attractive, okay? This is all subconscious too, by the way. When somebody finds me attractive and they've just met me and all they're doing is using my looks, I tend to piss them off subconsciously. Somehow I end up pissing them off, okay? And by pissing them off, I show them that I'm more than just fucking looks. I have a personality. There's a person in here. If you want to keep looking at me and only me and seeing that version, I'm going to rip your fucking dick off and shove it down your throat. Right? Like, this isn't a fucking pissing contest, and I'm not the kind of person that would use their looks to get anything. That's not why I'm here. It's actually quite the opposite sometimes, okay? I have this nice greasy mustache that likes to grow in, but I tweeze it all the time and make sure that it's not, okay? But subconsciously, if I don't care and I've got to go meet somebody, I'll just let that mustache just, like, come right out. Like, I hope you see these black curlies that come out around my fucking shit, because I want you to see that there's an ugly side of me, that it's not all just bells and whistles and I pee cinnamon and I fart, the most beautiful Coco Chanel perfume you've ever smelled. Like, honestly, I am disgusting. I am just like everybody else. And I do not like to be profiled as some pretty fucking chick. That pisses me off. It displays me. It puts me in some fucked up category, and I don't like it. So I'll show you my bad side, and I'll piss you off. And then that's where you say, okay, either you've got my back or you don't. Because I don't want somebody having my back because they like my ass. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, my ass is also covered in hair. Thanks, Mom, for that one. I'm basically a fucking Yeti. So really, you want to see my ass? I'll let my ass hair grow in, and then it can make it seem like you're looking at a dude then from behind. Really, honestly, like, I don't give a shit. I have a full bush and everything. My fucking armpit hair is growing in right now. Like, I give a fuck. I don't have time to shave. Okay? This isn't 1990 and I don't have a landing strip anymore. Okay? I'm a fucking woman, and I look like a woman, and I act like a woman. So no, I do not want to use my looks to get anywhere. That is teenage, early 20s shit. Okay, that chicks can get away with. And yeah, they can probably get away with it into their 50s. Okay, it depends how fucking good looking the woman is. And the same with, same with dudes, right? Like, anybody can get away with it for quite a long time. Okay, but it doesn't mean you have to use it. Right? Like, and no, it is not, if you don't use it, you lose it. Right? If you don't use it, it means you don't have to. It's the power of the pussy, baby. We've got it, and we know we do, but we don't spread it around, and we don't make it seem like we've got more power than most people. But when those people do think that because what they have between their legs is giving them all the power in the world, then the universe goes, that's an ego trip. We're going to shut that down. right? And I'm the kind of person that shuts an ego down. Okay, you think you got a big dick? Trust me, I've probably seen bigger. And right then and there, poof, that motherfucker's crying, walking to his car going, my dick means nothing. No, it doesn't. Because it's not about your fucking dick. It's not about your tits, right? It's not about your ass. It's about what you're fucking doing in this world, right? It's about what you're supporting, what you're giving out, what you're teaching, what you're fucking learning, what you're saying, what you're shitting out. Honestly, like, it's so much bigger than what people think, but people are so superficial. And that's why I'm like, if they can't see you because your lights are off, you don't need to turn on the lights. Okay, the universe is like, listen, the moon is right here. The dice changed from the south end to the moon. So the universe is like, moon those motherfuckers. Moon them. Right? Just moon them. Pull your fucking pants down and just moon them. Like, who gives a shit? Honestly. Honestly, who gives a shit? I just don't understand anymore why we care about anything. Right? So it's like, if a stupid little fucking community doesn't know you, then just know that a lot of people have sticks shoved so far up their ass, okay, that they can't see a good person when they're looking at one. So if you have to tell them a few things, open up the goblet, then do so. If you're comfortable in doing so. If you feel like it's a violation and people do not need to know about your personal life so then they can just judge you and then kick you out of the group, yeah, don't do it. Save fucking face. Honestly. Just walk away. So much easier that way. Honestly, there's this guy that just gives me so much hassle. And you know what I realized? He's giving me hassle because it's his job. And he's not just going to treat me nice because I'm being nice that day. He's going to act the same way he does every day to everybody, regardless of what they look like, because he's in fucking charge of it. Right? That's why I say I do not use my looks. I obey the law. If you say that's how it goes, that's how I'm going to do it. I don't try to twist it. I don't try to turn it. I don't try to use something. I don't try to veil it. I don't try to mask it. There's no fucking point. I don't use magic in reverse like that, because that to me is a sin. I'd rather work with energy when it's working with me than force myself up against something because everybody else is doing it. I really don't give a fuck what everybody else is doing. Clearly, or I'm going to be here. I'd be out the bar drinking. Oh my God, let's get drunk. No, I'm sitting here drinking iced tea with you fine people. Like we're sitting on the top of Titanic the night that it sank. Oh my God. That's tonight. Oh my God. Titanic goes down tonight. Did I tell you guys I'm pretty sure I was on Titanic? Last year, on April 13th, the night of, okay, the night before, well, it's basically the night of, the Titanic went down at 3 a.m, okay? I watched Titanic. I woke up in the morning and turned it on. I didn't even know it was the day that it went down. And now we're talking about it again. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's the night, the time. I kept looking at the date today, April 13th, April 13th. I kept thinking, what the fuck? Why am I so fucked up today? It was April 14th, 1912, that it went down. And I'm pretty sure I was on it. And no, I did not survive it. I died that night. Oh man, that was a bad memory. Oh my God, you guys, we got to do a fucking Titanic message. We have to. We have to. That Titanic, the whole thing that happened that night was a fucking ego trip. It was an ego trip. It was a bunch of men fucking literally doing what I'm talking about, measuring their dicks going, well, yeah, there's a lot of icebergs and we could all get killed, but I know the ocean. Do you know how many guys have said they know the ocean and sunk and killed hundreds of thousands of people because of a fucking ego trip where they think they can defy weather? It is so stupid. It is so fucking stupid. It is time consuming. It is stupid. It has ruined us. It has made the world piss all over each other, saying that's the way you get territory and respect. Men have destroyed this place, and you know they have. Okay, women have done their own thing. I'm not giving women any credit on that shit, okay? Women have done their own shit to fucking put hundreds and thousands of children here and abandon them, okay? Because they wanted to have sex and get their freak on with some hot guy and then didn't want the fucking discharge afterwards, okay? So they got a bunch of fucking sperm donors. I know what bitches did too, but we're not talking about bitches right now. We're talking about the masculine energies, which, if she's a fucking bitch, she's in her masculine energy. So this is flying both ways. This is somebody thinking they can defy gravity. They can defy Mother Nature, lightning, a tsunami, a twister. Because in their mind, something has told them they're stronger. And it just won't hit them because they're protected and they know. Really? Really? So we got to go through this again because some fucking man thinks that he can get through a storm untouched? Really? Are we going to do this again? Really? Like, yeah, we're doing it again. Oh my God, it's the night the Titanic goes down. I knew I wanted to go live. Like, I just knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was time. Say no more, Monet more, okay? Wow. Okay, let's see what the dice say. What is this bringing up? It has been 110 years. 112 years. 112. 112. Oh, I've been seeing that number quite a bit. This dog just started barking. Oh my God, look at that. There's fucking Capricorn right there with the devil. There's the second house. Is that Mercury? Ooh, Neptune. Nope, that's not Neptune. Uranus. Lightning. Remember, I just said lightning? Sudden inspiration, lightning, instincts. Unusual things, new and unknown. Okay, with the second house, value and possessions. Do you know how many men pissed on Titanic claiming they were the ones who made it? Oh my God. Material assets and possessions, money, self-work and substance. That is the second house ruled by Taurus. OMG, bitches. This is insane. This is exactly how Mercury and Venus is coming together. Okay, we're getting a communicative message about a contract. Okay, Venus would be contract. Taurus would be the Hierophant, right? The one who seals the deal. Okay, so oh my God, that's what it was. I have been trying to, I think the creator of Titanic, the one that, it wasn't the architect, it was the actual person who put it into motion, that put the money behind it and hired everybody. I think they worked directly for the devil. I think they made a contract with the devil to make it happen. I mean, the people who have been using demonic connections have been around for a long time. Okay, summoning energies from the ground has been practiced for years. Okay, and honestly, it really has. I mean, the fact that I remembered that it was the night that it went down is honestly a miracle. I don't go by time, okay? I don't go by dates. I go by numbers when I need to put something together, okay? And I've been seeing 444, and today would be 444, right? 1 plus 3 is 4. We're in the 4th month of the 4th year of the 20th century. No, 20th decade, right? Yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean, okay? 20th year, whatever. So Uranus, ruled by Aquarius, is the 11th house. And we're dealing with 2, which is 1-1. Okay, which is the second last house. Friends and acquaintances, how we relate to people we wish, and community. Oh my God. Okay, so the people on the boat were a part of the community that they would have had to partner with to get the energy to make it go. Everybody does spells. Everybody does witchcraft. Honestly. I've started to notice people have been using dirty, disgusting magic for centuries. And that's why I get so pissed off. People are like, oh, you're a witch, you're a witch. I fucking hate that. I really don't like that. It's not something I publicize. I am known for what I do, so I am allowed to be acknowledged as a witch, but I do not like people talking about it. I do not like people gossiping about it. I do not like people finding it cool because it is very dangerous. It is something that has literally taken me centuries to learn. Things have come back to me from centuries ago that I learned a really long time ago that came back through herbs and crystals and my ancestors. And I've had to work hard to get to where I am. And to know that people take the easy way out and do shit like this really pisses me off. Because this is what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a community that is not letting you in when you were a part of a community that got taken out by some man whose ego thought he could defy water. And not just this little tiny lake of water. I'm talking an ocean where in some spots, they don't even know the bottom. They do not know the bottom. Okay. What is Irene talking about? What are you talking about, Irene? I'm so great. What are you doing, Irene? What are you talking about? Aww, you're talking about your son? Whoa, whoa. 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 What? It was hit by a torpedo, not an iceberg? I am fab. Really, honestly, I've hated how they've talked about it. I honestly, I hate the movie because it's not about the love story. It's about the men that were involved with it. It's about whatever it was that they were told not to do. They did it anyways, and it pisses me off. The whole thing fucking pisses me off. I haven't liked the story. I haven't liked the headlines. I haven't liked anything. And the fact that it happened in the middle of the ocean means that they can say anything they want about it. I was watching this Kennedy cover-up where the original tapes that they released back when he was killed, and the one that got killed in the car, it was his driver who turned around and shot him in the head. And the original footage was dubbed. And you can tell it was dubbed because there's a tree floating in the background because they redid the scene. They could even do it back then. I mean, obviously it wasn't hard for them to do. Like, they cover up everything. They change everything. They're allowed to say and do whatever they want. And we just have to go along with what they say, right? But clearly, this has been something that has been bothering me for a long time because this person made a deal with the devil, which means, obviously, like you said, if it really was a torpedo that took that ship down, then it was ordered. It was by order. That order was given to take that ship down. It wouldn't have just happened. Right? There's always an order that gets given for something to get taken out. Honestly. So I like that theory. I like that theory. Now the question is the right kind of cards to use. Okay. I think I have the right cards. Let's see what happens, okay? I don't know what the fuck this Muhammad guy's talking about, but yeah. I don't care if you think I'm beautiful, dude. Don't spread your bullshit in here. Yeah, look at this. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse with the Hermit in reverse. Like, they've been trying to hide this lie for a very long time. They made a contract with the devil. They knew that was going to happen. It was set up to happen. And that's why the list to get on Titanic was so prestigious. Like, they had to put the poor ones on, but they had to put certain people on there, knowing that they wouldn't get out. It's the deal that you make with the devil. Eight of Swords look at Eight of Swords lands on them. They weren't ever going to be able to get out of it, right? When Pegasus comes in, okay, it's kind of like the unicorn that comes in and helps you kind of warp from realm to realm to realm. Okay. And what I'm getting is these people were lined up to get escorted to the gates, and they weren't, it was so set up that there were only enough lifeboats for a quarter of the people on there, and they trapped the lower class downstairs, right? Which they would do. Right. But then obviously the lower class gets out. They start attacking everything. And then the rich people don't get off, because I think there were a lot of people that were contracted to be able to get off the ship, which most of the important people did get off, but not all of them. Titanic went down with a lot of money. Okay, a lot of possessions, a lot of treasure that people will never get back, right? And I think that was almost like the way that this person could pay the ocean for safe travel, right? There always has to be a sacrifice. And I think Titanic was a sacrifice, right? And I mean, for all we know, it got boarded by pirates. And they came and stole everything on the ship. We don't know. Like, they were only, I mean, what PEI said was PEI could actually see the flares going off, but because the flares were white and not red, they thought or opposite, whatever, one or the other. Yeah, I think they were white and not red. They thought that it was fireworks going off. So they were a lot closer to land than what they said. But because they didn't have very good radar back then, they didn't know how close they were. So it was so set up, and that's what pisses me off. I've done so much research on it, and like, people have randomly told me about it. I lived in a town where they redid the Titanic, the Last Supper of Titanic every year. You got the ticket to come to dinner, and it was the same ticket that they used that night for the rich, and it was fucked up. Like, it was what this marina did every year for Titanic. It was really weird. I don't know if they had somebody that died on there and their family or something like that, but it has seemed to be something that has just followed me around. I really don't know why. And when something follows you around for so long and you actually pay attention to it, like most people, they wouldn't pay attention to it. So they wouldn't see it as a sign, right? I've always seen it as a sign. It's always triggered me, right? And men have always triggered me. Egos have always triggered me. I've always been triggered by that kind of sense of people don't have a clue as to what they're dealing with and who's in front of them, right? Because so many of these people on these ego trips, I mean, they are so smug and they are gloating in front of you, and you might not have any idea. And this could be around, the group of people that are kind of looking at you too and being like, they think they know you and they're judging you, and they could be saying something really fucking awful about you. Okay. And that's why I'm like, man, you choose if you want to say something or if you don't, like if you want to open up or if you don't. Oh my God, look at that. King of Pentacles in reverse, okay, which is the leprechaun. You know how greasy leprechaun are. Okay, leprechauns, all they want is money. They will take it, they will do everything for it, okay? They will ruin your life. And then with the vampire, 4 swords, suck the life out of you. So I think, you know, the leprechaun with Pegasus and the vampire, that's how the Titanic went down. Right? These people's lives got sucked out of them, right? And they thought they were going to get to safety. They thought that they were going to get to land. And the King of Pentacles had a whole other mission for them. All right? A very hidden mission. And I think that the people on Titanic, all right, they have their own missions now for sure. Okay, they will come into contact with people that were also on that ship, you know, like that captain is going to get reincarnated and that architect is going to get reincarnated. They're all going to get reincarnated, right? And they're going to pay for what they did. It's only a matter of time. I mean, I'm pretty sure a majority of them died that night and they didn't even know that they were going to die. Well, that morning. Or that night. I mean, again, we don't know what happened because we weren't there. That's why I don't like the movie, because it's portraying that there was some fucking great ending to an awful story because of some love story. The fuck? Are you kidding? I kind of can't help but notice these last 2 cards. 10 of Swords with the Griffin and the Ace of Cups with the giant whale. And I almost feel like the Griffin was like looking down on that ship, and that's when it got hit. You know, and it got taken by the ocean, and it got taken by this giant whale, you know, because it was a sacrifice. Things get lined up to be a sacrifice for things, right? By this King of Wands that had to give, you know, they had to shed, blood had to be shed. That's what I'm getting. Blood had to be shed. And that comes, you know, that's a message in real life too with us, you know, like some people used you as a sacrifice, right? And then they tried to hide that lie, and you thought you were going to get somewhere safe, but instead you got sucked dry and your money was stolen, right? And when you tried to get your independence back, it was taken again, right? And that's like basically the lesson of the ship. Like they tried to get somewhere and they were told that it was going to be better than where they were, and they all went to heaven. Like they were trying to say, like they sold tickets for death. They knew what was going to happen, right? They knew what was going to happen. And that's scary. What did I say? Pirate. Look what's hiding right there. There's a pirate. Like, how do we not know that all their possessions weren't taken before it went down? Right? If all those people were killed before the fucking ship even went down in the water. Right? There's the voodoo warlock. Okay, so there's the voodoo that was done. Like, I knew it. I knew this King of Pentacles did something, right? They put something in motion. 7 of Pentacles in reverse, with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 9 of Wands in reverse, with the Ghoul and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Like, this voodoo warlock, they obviously set all this up, right? And it makes sense, because where do pirates mainly come from? Africa. Look at, it's like that African kind of descent, you know? So, and it has Africans, you know, back then had no money. They still don't. right? So this King of Pentacles goes to some third world country, okay, and sets in motion something so evil that it turns the fate of everybody that comes in contact with it, because it all had to go to the ocean. And obviously to these Shamic people in reverse. They literally sent them out to die. That was the mission. That's why the lifeboats weren't given to them. They were never supposed to be saved. Wow. They were all sacrificed. And it was so set up that these people didn't even have anything to defend themselves. They had no guns, no wands, no instruments. They didn't have anything to protect themselves. They couldn't bring a fucking pocket boat with them or blow up, right? They had nothing with them. They were completely at the heart of the ocean, literally. And it's all about this fucking jewel. Okay, hey Heather. Hey, it's all about this jewel at the heart of the ocean, the heart of the ocean. And I think literally they're calling it the heart of the ocean because they literally dropped over 1,000 souls into the ocean to feed this thing that they wanted to put in motion. And how do we know that they all drowned? How do we not know that they weren't kidnapped, held for hostage? They could still be alive. Right? Like, how do we know for sure? We weren't there. And even the survivors. I mean, there was 50 survivors altogether? They could have massively paid them off to never talk about it. They all told them a story like Men in Black. This is what you say, and if you ever break code, if it ever comes out, we'll kill you. It's so easy to be done. I mean, you wouldn't even know what was happening while it was happening right in front of you. I mean, they try to tell you how fucked up this world is and that they will force you to say something if they want you to say something. You've got to say it or you're going to get taken away and they're not going to want to play with you anymore. Right? Nope. Wow, what a fucking message. I can't believe it's the night the Titanic goes down. I'm still baffled. I'm absolutely baffled by it. This has changed my whole night. I have to do something tonight. I have to, this burst of energy is coming out of me right now that something has to be done tonight. I don't know if I've got to send karma back. I have no idea. The wind has been fucking insane. So I don't know, maybe I gotta do some magic. I knew magic had to be done tonight and I was fucking feeling this magical shift. And if this is what we got to talk about, if we're still trying to bring down the fucking male preoccupation with the size of their dick, honestly, then this is what we got to talk about, because clearly over the last how many centuries, men still haven't put it together. It ain't about the size, it's how you use it. All right. That's all I gotta say. Why do these guys think they gotta have these big, huge dicks and that defines them? Honestly, my landlord is 5 foot nothing, registered pedophile, has one of the biggest trucks I've ever seen. Guaranteed he's got a fucking pecker this big. But he thinks his life is defined how big his dick is. So he's got to buy a big truck then, right? Big truck, big man. It's the opposite. I'm actually going to look at a truck, see if I want to buy it. It's this really cute little truck. I like trucks. I'm not going to lie. I really like trucks. I feel safe in trucks. I learned driving a truck. Man, look at the card that jumped out, Zombie. I'm like, man, did they ever... Like, oh, look at the only card that didn't go into the deck, Voodoo Warlock with fucking Zombie, 8 of Pentacles. Like, they, you know what I'm getting now? The Lord of the Rings, when they go and summon the group of souls that have been held captive in the mountain, and they help, they fight for them, and then Strider frees their souls. That's what I'm getting. So it's like, because I mean, we don't know what they did. I wasn't there. So it's like, what I'm getting is they used that community that was on that ship. Okay. I mean, a community can be as small as like fucking 100 people, 200 people, right? So they killed over 1,000. So it's like they used that community to build them some type of like zombie army in the water. And like I saw that when I went to Eucalypt in BC, this small little town that didn't even get a fucking road built to it until 86 or 96 or something like that. And so it was basically commercial fishing. Like they got everything through port, right? Everything had to be delivered via ships. And the amount of ships that crashed on that shore, those souls are just hovering there. They have nowhere to go. They are trapped in something that is so awful that I couldn't even free them. I couldn't do anything for them. I just had to stand there. Like they were just standing there staring at me, hovering above the water. And they were all gray, this gray matter. And it was so weird. It didn't creep me out. It didn't, if anything, I felt like protected just by being there. They're protecting a lighthouse. That's where the lighthouse is. And it's, I feel like they're there because they don't want it to ever happen to somebody else again. Right? So there are people and ghosts and like spirits out there that are trying to help people because they don't want to see people go through what they went through. If they can avoid it in some way, then they're going to fucking try. Right? That's what spirit does. They're going to try. And with that Capricorn energy, it's like, you know, in this life, don't be surprised if you have defied the 7 sins quite easily. Like they don't even faze you. They don't come near you. They don't make you want to indulge in them. You just don't care. Because if you've been killed by a deadly sin, then guaranteed you're never going to go down that path because it already cost you your life. Because somebody else going down that path, somebody else allowing the world to alter them in such a way that they come and they hurt you. When nothing or nobody should be altered to the point of going and hurting a bunch of fucking vulnerable civilians that they don't know. That's not something that somebody would do unless they had a really hard time saying no to the devil, right? Having a really hard time saying no to money, saying no to how you get money, saying no to what you get from money, you know, and then all of a sudden realizing that you've got this money and now you're better than people and now you're the big guy in the group and you've got big money and people are going to look up to you. And it's so fucking stupid because money doesn't define anybody. It doesn't define me. It doesn't define you. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You're either a fucking asshole or you're a good person. Like it's love you too, Irene. Right? You're either a good person or you're a bad person. It doesn't matter how much money you have. And then if you do have a lot of money, then the universe is going to fucking audit you one day and ask you how you fucking got it. And if you did something greasy with it, and if you did something to get it and you sacrificed somebody else to get it and that wasn't a part of it, then universe is going to find out about that shit, right? There's bank accounts. There's the past. There's memories. Right? And you can't wipe memories. When it comes to you standing in front of the big guy and you're standing in front of justice and they're asking you what you did, you're not going to be able to lie about that. You can't. That's going to judge where you go. You got to tell the truth, because then these people are going to tell the truth, right? And then they're going to think by telling the truth, it's going to get them somewhere. It's going to get them out. It's going to get them the ticket out because they were honest about it and they decided not to lie about it. But they've been lying about it this whole time. Just because they admit it in the end, that's not going to do anything. That's only going to help them in the slightest bit of not getting something torn off them and tortured until they tell the truth. So really, they're just going to do themselves a favor by coming clean right in the beginning. Ooh, look at that. Sitting on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? And that's the Mandrake tree. The Mandrake, okay, known as the Mandragora, okay, is the tree that always wanted to be human. It's the plant that always wanted to be human. It dreamed about it. It wanted it so bad that because it couldn't be human above, it's human below. And mandrake roots are shaped as people. Okay, they're shaped as people. And then with the Queen of Cups underneath, with the Ten of Wands with dragon, we got two dragons here. It's like I almost feel like because I did pick up on what day it is, it's like I didn't let it get past me, you know? I didn't let it get past me. I feel like it's like it's almost like your soul, the soul that was lost in the wreck, right, comes back to you. After all that time that it's been gone, it comes back to you because it's always dreamt of you. And it was a part of something for so long, but it always knew it was you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So we did this message, and this message came through because it's divinely guided to come through today. I'm not the only one that was there. You know, I'm not the only one that feels like something happened to me on that night. And yeah, it's just something that just happens, and I don't know why. Like, I mean, I don't go live every night. I'm not here every night. When's the last time I talked about the Titanic? Like, I don't know, a fucking month ago when I watched it. Like, I don't just talk about the Titanic. So the fact that that shit even came up, like, that shit was divine timing. And you know what I'm going to end up doing? Because Courtney is studying so much astronomy, I'm going to get her to look up what happened that night. She'll look it up in the stars if she can. Actually, I don't know if the chart will go back to 1912, but if she can look it up, she will. She'll find out where the planets were and what the fuck happened. Let me tell you. So, anyways, I'm going to call it a night, loves. All right? Thanks for hanging out with me and for discovering that Titanic was all just an ego trip. And then now we're going to get around it, you know? Like, we're finally going to get past it. Like, it's a lot of us, like I said, were taken away that night. Or taken away by somebody like that. And the universe is kind of like, this is it. This is where your karma comes through. Right? Something like that. Like, I mean, you're all here for a reason and watching this message for a reason, right? So this isn't your first life. It's definitely not your first rodeo. So who knows if you were or were not on that ship when it went down? Or if you were taken to another country and forced into enslavement, or sacrificed at a sacrificial fire on the island while the boat was going down. I mean, who knows what truly happened? But all I know is that It was a fucking ego trip. And it was Capricorn with Uranus, some type of sudden contract or sudden change or sudden gust of the wind, and everybody from there on out was at risk to die. And that has been played out for years. Anybody whose parent has decided to pull the plug on being your parent and allowing the universe to raise you and giving the benefit of the doubt that you'll make it is on that list, right? Anybody that sacrificed you, told you couldn't come there, sacrificed you outside, left you alone, you were put on their path to help you, they didn't help you, they turned their back on you. This is all of that. Hearts, right? This is all of that. All of those people are going to get that shit back. And I hope it all begins today. 112 years later, karma says hi to a few motherfuckers that have been hiding for quite a while. So shall it be. Who the hell do they think they are? And that's when I don't know how karma works. I don't know when it hits you, but I know the universe doesn't forget. And it seems to want to waiting until the perpetrators forget and they think they're home free. They think that everyone's forgot about them, that they were genius and they got away with it. When the universe is like, God, we gotta love the cocky ones. They really put up that good show up until the gloves come off and they all get arrested, right? I'm Dirty Dan. You fucking faggot. That's what you are. Oh, I hate people that come in and just do awful things, say awful things. Honestly, fuck off. Do something else with your fucking time. That is so fucking low. Honestly, sometimes these fucking people, but we don't let it bother us because it's the live and they're going to come in and say dirty things and nasty things. And we all just have to pretend that they don't exist. You guys have been so awesome with getting the trash out of the kitchen tonight. Holy moly. Is it mainly just been Irene? Oh, what was that? Oh, I just timed out that idiot. Who's been doing it all? Irene. Badass Irene. That's what she's doing. She's keeping the chat clean. She's keeping the chat clean. If it's not her, it's Heather and Wenberg all together keeping the chat fucking clean. Thank you, ladies. I really owe it to you. You guys are just batting them right out. They just keep sending me those balls, and you just keep batting them out. Fucking losers. He didn't even go to class. Bueller. Did I tell you guys that I met this really hot guy the other day? Whoa, smoking. He was checking me out like a motherfucker. This could be the guy I'd go on a date with. Honestly, I might make a move in a couple weeks, you just never know. Actually, I kind of feel like he's going to make a move because he was all over me the other night and I was like, nice. I might get a boyfriend soon. I haven't had a boyfriend in 10 years. Kind of scared. Don't really know how to take it, but I'm on board. People keep calling me a lesbian. I really don't like it. Not that I'm getting with a dude because people think I'm a lesbian. You wish. No. But kind of want to maybe get back on that stick shift, Get back to going in that direction. Because I've been single for just way too long, dealing with so much drama and so much trauma and so much crap that I'm now finally ready. And he's pretty good looking. I really wasn't expecting to go for a really good looking dude. He's really good looking. I don't know, man. Usually I try to go for semi-ugly ones when I'm trying to get back into it, really gain my confidence back. But I'm just going to go for the hottest piece of ass I see. See if I get it. I'm pretty good at that. I personally my whole life, I don't know if you girls can say this or not, but like every single guy I've ever hit on in my life, I've banged. Every single one of them. I've never been rejected. Can you believe that? Like, I'm not saying I am anything good. Like, I can't believe it. I mean, I was a drunken mess, a fucking drunken sailor back in the day. Like, so many people should have said no to me, and they didn't. Isn't that weird? So, probably won't get rejected now. Actually, recently, this one guy told me he was going to call me, and he never did. And that has been happening for the last couple of years of my life. Guys will tell me that they're going to call me, and then they never do. And then I'm like, you're such a fucking pussy. Like, really? And then they'll call me like a couple weeks later. Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't call you. Yeah, why are you doing it now? Click. Like, you know when you know. Right? Most of the time. Get back on the cowboy. Oh, you know it. Except there aren't any cowboys around. There's a bunch of pussies. Man, that's one of the reasons why I moved to Calgary. I thought, man, there are a lot of cowboys out there. And I did see a lot of genuine cowboys. But they are not around. They are cowboying. They're on the farms. They're not like out walking around trying to find girlfriends. They are on their farms raising cattle. So save a horse, ride a cowboy. You know, I get it, but it's really hard to find. That's why you have to wait. You know what I'm learning? So I don't talk about her because she's very private, but my sister and I did purchase a tarantula. And her name is, I'm not going to tell you her name. I'll at least keep her name private. She has a very private name. But she watched the Harry Potters with us. Okay. She's a fucking awesome spider. Okay. She has eaten so far every single day. She's feisty. She's just little. She jumps on her prey. Oh my God. She's so cute. Okay. She's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I love her so much. I did not think I was going to love her at all. Okay. At all. And now I feel like we're riding with like a badass spider as a third party, right? So let's just say things are changing in my world, okay? And they're going to start changing very quickly, all right? So we've got a new addition to the family, okay? She is so awesome, okay? Honestly, I really suggest anybody getting a tarantula. They're so easy to take care of. They don't even need, this one doesn't even need a red light. She doesn't need any heat. She's from Mexico. But she likes temper, you know, like she, oh my God, she's so cute. And I've been learning from her, right? So we got her this den that has a little window, and then beside it has like her gateway, and she sits. Tarantulas are known for this, right? They'll just sit in their cave and wait for the prey to come to them. They don't do anything, okay? They're very lazy. And I've been watching her, and she just waits at that front door for us to put something in that enclosure. And she runs and she jumps on it. Oh my God, she's so cute. And she's really teaching me how to just sit and wait for something. Let me tell you, this beautiful angel just walked into where I was, and I didn't even have to try. Okay. And he just keeps coming into where I am when I see him. And I'm not doing it. I have to be there. He's the one showing up. So let's just say you can see signs where you see signs. All right. Wait for something to cross your threshold. Because let me tell you, waiting is so awesome. Because when you push your energy out and you're just like, well, I want something, you tend to just like go for anything that's right there or that's easy. But when you got to go for something that's like a little bit harder, it's so much more rewarding because then you really have to work for it. And then you really got to know, like, is this even worth what I'm doing? Right? So then you ask yourself those kind of questions, like, should I even be doing this? And then it's like, okay, well, if I make the move, then I really don't want to, right? It's so fun. Like, life has become, I don't know, I'm in this new phase of my life now where I'm just like, things are more fun. Like, I'm strategizing a little bit, trying to figure out, like, you know, what is it that I want? Because there are a lot of things around, you know, I don't just got to take one thing like right away. Like, I can wait. I'm good at waiting. Been looking at a few different cars and stuff. Hey, Tina. Okay, been looking at some cars and just like trying to figure out what I want to do, you know? Like, there's nobody that's got a gun to your head. Okay, so if there are some things, you know, that are coming up recently and you got to make some decisions on something, like, you decide on your time, just like this community that does not know if they want to let you in or not. Well, guess what? Maybe you don't want to be a part of it. Maybe you're going to realize they're all snobs and that you don't really want to hang out with a bunch of people who are trying to dissect you when they don't even know who the fuck they are. Right? You just never know. You just never know. I always thought I had to jump on things, you know, because I didn't know when the next thing was going to come. And now I'm like, I don't even know if I want that first thing that showed up. So get it out of the way. I'll wait for the second. There's this other guy that's been coming around too, like quite a bit. He has been peacocking in front of me so much. I'm kind of like found it embarrassing that I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, if you really think you're my type, like, oh, good God. So I had to kind of like stay away from him. So there is definitely pheromones in the air. Okay. So if these stupid little people don't want to let you into their little fucking group and you're letting all these pheromones go and they don't like the smell of you, then it's never going to work. Ever. So don't even try. You gotta get with the people who want to bring you in, you know? I even got asked, there's this lady that's been around me quite a bit, and she actually asked me in my dreams last night, instead of just stealing something from my head, which normal people do, okay, they like my style, they steal it. They like how I talk, they steal it. They like my tattoos, they steal it, right? She actually came to me in my dreams and asked me how she could do what I do in her. You know, like she wanted to know how she could dress the way she felt and show the world who she is. Because she just lost like 130 pounds. Like she lost a whole person. Okay, I was like, you lost a person. And she's like, yeah, I kind of did. So she doesn't really know who she is. So she's been trying to figure out, how do I dress so then I'm showing who I am? And I'm like, wow, you know, I'll give you all those answers. And then we talked about it in my dreams last night. I was really impressed. I was like, thank you for like, literally, it's what I said to her in the dreams. I was like, thank you for coming to me and asking me how I did this and not just assuming I'm an asshole. I won't tell you and just steal everything from my mind instead. Because there are people that have the ability to just come into your head and steal your thoughts. Like it's a form of schizophrenia. Like it happens and it's very scary. And it's just so much happens so that a lady that I met the other day was telling me how she knows a girl, like personally worked with a girl who checked herself into a psych ward because her boss got into her head. She did not believe in witchcraft. She was not awake. She was not, I play with magic and tarot cards. She was just a fucking 9-to-5 waking woman. Checked herself into the psych ward. She was done. She was over it. She's like, he's in my dreams. He's in my thoughts. I think about him all the time. And then when she would be working, he'd be like on her ass. Everything she did, he'd be whispering her ear to work harder, get moving, and like basically possessed her. So, I mean, you can imagine how, like, I actually just got a little bit dizzy from that. I was even told to stay away from the restaurant, that this man owns this restaurant and to not even go near it, that he is so toxic that he's actually been known to do this to women. He doesn't do it to men. He only does it to women. And it's almost like he's got that key to get in psychologically to vulnerable people. Like, I mean, this place is fucking full of so many monsters. Like, how are you supposed to ever feel safe? Literally. Like, how are you ever supposed to feel safe? No wonder I do these readings, because every time I do these readings, I end up uncovering some asshole who's been hiding something for so long that has to come out through tarot cards because the energy's pissed off about it. The energy can't hide it anymore. Like, people hide so much. And that's why you call people cowards, hypocrites, liars. Keep hiding, keep obstructing justice, keep doing what your fat, lazy, disgusting ass wants to do to the rest of us. And when you see justice, you can tell them all why you decided to do it. You know, fuck you, sincerely, Whitney Flint. Like, honestly, like, I just don't get how people can say these things anymore and just continually get away with doing whatever they want to do. Like, if we don't believe it and if we don't get into it and dissect it and start to understand it, they're going to get away with doing manipulative spiritual fucking warfare for the rest of eternity until we're blown up, literally. Or the planet implodes, or some type of sickness wipes us out or something. I mean, what the fuck? Some type of plague, you know, something will do something eventually. Like, we're not exactly all A students here, right? Like, clearly people are getting pissed off. Like, we're still angry about what happened 100 years ago. Like, people still haven't let go of it. Well, how can they? When you're lied to and you're like spiritually manipulated, no, that never goes away. People don't move on. Even my father said that in an email the other day. He's moved on. How come I haven't moved on? Like, you don't move on when somebody ruins your life. Like, it kind of fucking scars you. Sorry, Dad. I got a little PTSD because of you. I'd love to wipe it clean. Trust me. You think I want anxiety from my father? But yeah, I'll work on it just for you, buddy. You keep that fucking chin up there. Like, honestly, the ignorance from people because you haven't got your shit all together because of what they did to you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were on Satan's healing time. Let me just adjust myself. No, wait. I'm going to take a little bit more time just because you said my time was up. It ain't up till the fat lady sings. She ain't singing, so I guess we all have time. Are you going to bed, Irene? Blah! So am I. I'm exhausted. I'm going to whittle myself to sleep. And loving the fact that this energy came out tonight. Like, you know, when I love to take down some egotistical pieces of shit. So, and you know what? I don't all the way know what's going on with this community of people that are talking about you. Okay, it is happening. Okay, I just got that confirmation with that weird burp hiccup thing I just had. Okay, so, and I keep looking at Libra, and it's like something about justice. Like, I mean, whatever this is, you're a good person. And always remember that. Whatever they're saying, again, people just might not know who you are. And you might be really hard to understand. They might not know people like you. And they don't know that people like you exist. A lot of people lost that light a really long time ago. And they have not tried to find it again. So just remember, your light might be a little bit brighter than everybody else. But it doesn't mean that you're that much different from them. So, and it's good to have hidden things. People don't need to know everything about you. Always remember that. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right. Yeah, I mean, fucking bloody hell. This was some type of reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I mean, they are kind of timeless. So if you don't watch this right away, or if something about this doesn't click to you right away, then it could be something that you look back to. I mean, this is a 112-year cycle. 112 years. A lot has happened from then to now. Okay, so I understand if it doesn't resonate, and I understand if it does resonate, even if it doesn't right now. So thank you, Wenbird. Thank you to all my moderators on the channel. Thanks for coming through and being here with us and keeping the chat tight as hell, okay? Tonight was obviously a really bad night to get invaded because all we've been is invaded since we turned on. So I don't really know. And I don't... So many of these robots join the channel so then they can just come on when we go live. So I don't know. I know people can download like spyware and stuff, and then they'll start to do it. And then once, so I don't know, I'm going to look at a few things anyways. So, I don't like trolls. I will deal with them. The Harry Potter way. Just bust my wand out. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a really good night. Namaste. Goodbye. And all survive tonight because we don't die tonight. And we died 112 years ago, so don't worry.